and most powerful initiatives against war throughout the century had been taken by women. Now, of course, we're beginning to estimate, to measure the importance of women's role in peace building worldwide.
Today, the fact is that we have more conflicts which are recurrent conflicts, so not new conflicts, but conflicts which break out after an ostensible, hard-won, long-negotiated peace agreement. Why?
The key thing to know is that 50% of peace agreements fall apart within 5 years. Why? Because 50% of the population affected by war are not at the negotiating table. This means that the experience of those who suffer most in conflict, women and children, is not brought into the discussion. And this is absolutely crucial.
However, when men who fight decide to stop fighting and sit at the table to make peace, they prefer to talk amongst themselves. In other words, being a killer qualifies you to be a peacemaker. I mean, how bizarre is that? That those who don't fight, those who don't take arms, are not trusted as the ones who can craft peace. And those who fight and those who kill are rewarded by being the one who must determine the destiny of everybody.
So the people that tend to be round the table to argue out the terms of a peace agreement are the generals, sometimes the terrorists, sometimes those who stand to claim, who profit from war, and sometimes simply career foreign service people. So the people for whom war is most injurious, where war hurts most, aren't there. So what's missing is all that suffering.
If it's only men who are trying to find a resolution to the conflict and they're only looking at the political, the military solution, and all the rest of what makes up society is ignored, and half of the population of the country, we can never have a peace agreement that's going to last.
If you leave women out of the peacemaking process, some of the very specific atrocities that are suffered by women are not attended to. Some of the reparations that are paid do not address some of the pain and suffering that was caused on women.
When it comes to the absence of women at negotiating tables, there are, as far as I know, only 7% of negotiators are women and only 3% of mediators are women. This is absolutely unforgivable because there are now women who are trained, who are able, women from Iraq to Afghanistan to Sri Lanka to Nepal to Pakistan, who could perfectly well represent not just the interests of women, but the interests of humanity at the peace table.
What we need is not simply a ceasefire or a military solution. We need to see how will we rebirth this cradle of civilization? How will we rebirth the values that make life desirable and possible between people, however different they may seem to be culturally, because we are all one in our human spirit.
Cette année d'enquête, jalonnée de rencontres, de questionnements et de découvertes, nous avons pris conscience, mes équipes et moi, de l'ampleur du sujet et surtout de sa gravité. L'histoire est en marche et c'est à nous tous de l'écrire. Pourquoi pas avec un grand E, comme égalité?